Okay, let's see about writing these Docker files. So, in case if you are going for the interview, then obviously the question which the interviewer will ask you is, can you write a Docker file? And he will tell you to explain all these components, what exactly these things does. So, as we have seen earlier, so initially we will be giving from. So from is nothing but the base image. Like for example, if we have the application and if it has to run, it has to have all the required dependencies, right? So we have to set that base image. Base image will have all the dependencies and then image for running any of the applications. For example, if we are running Java application, it requires Java and it related dependencies. Similarly, for different applications for Python, we have to set Python, and for MySQL, you have to set MySQL. Similarly, main thing like you no need of remembering these things. Just you can go to Docker Hub and then you can just type. For example, if you have to create a Java, just type Docker Hub Java Docker file. So if you open directly, it will open. Okay. If you come here, so you will be able to see here. Okay, you can just copy this one, and but you have to just change these configurations. Copy like from where you have to copy to which location and on which direction you have to start working, and then these run commands, run command and cmd. Okay, so for whatever application it is, you can for example here I want to use it for mongo mongo Dockerfile. Just come here, click this one, and if you scroll down at bottom, you will be able to see. So this is for Docker Compose, and you can see here we have Docker Compose YAML. Yeah, like we have these components, but you can just change based on these things. If you see here, they have provided the environments, ports, these things. So instead of these things, you can use here you have the Mongo. So you can use this Mongo as the base image, and then in case if you have to run anything, just you can pass in the commands. To run the Docker, you have to provide these environment variables as well, because as Mongo is a DB, it should have the username password, right? So these username passwords has to be given, and then this Mongo Express is nothing but it is like a backend DB, so that it will be saving the data here. So using these components, for example, you can set even if you use MongoDB, from MongoDB work directory you can set. In case if you have any files, you can copy that one, and then in case if you have to run these things, then we can run these commands. Like we can give this MongoDB config admin user and then admin password, because in MongoDB we are just going to save the data, so we have to provide this, and then we have to provide the URL from where the we have to access this MongoDB. Okay, so copy is nothing but it will copy the files from host machine. Like in case of me, we can take it as Ubuntu. From Ubuntu, I have to copy to the Docker container, Docker image, and then run. Run is nothing but in case if you have to run any of the applications, like in Python, we have something called pip install -r. requirements.txt. In case if you have any dependencies, you can place it in the requirements.txt and you can install. And expose is nothing but you will be exposing the application at this port, okay. And then cmd. um, CMD is nothing but, for example, if you have to run any of the Python application, it will start with Python. In case of Java application, it will start with Java. You can give that one and you have to give the app name, then it will run. And to build the image, Docker build -t. -t is nothing but tag. So we are tagging that as my Python app, and then we are giving dot. Okay. And to run the container out of this one, just do docker run and then -p for giving the port number and then app name. Similarly, we have for Nginx server from copy and expose, and then we have this Java application. So Java application, we are using Maven, right? So here they have given multi-stage build. So what is the use of multi-stage? Multi-stage means we have one base image here and we have another base image here. Okay, and then in the first base image, it will create the um, package. Okay, and in the second file, it will just copy this package. We will get some .jar file, so we just copy that from build, then it will be the location where that jar file will be there, and it will be copied to the location of this build, and then it will expose at this port, and then we have command like java-jar, and then um, before we have seen Python, right? So to run Python application, we are using Python app.py, and to run Java application, we are using java-jar, and then we are giving that jar file name. Okay, so let's see how this works. So let's see how this thing works. So let us copy the code first. Okay. So we have this Maven demo code. So I'll just clone this one. I'm using Git clone. So, so if you see here, we have the code. So this code is nothing but the Maven code. So now we have to create a Docker file. Okay. So Docker file should always be um, starting with capital D and then Docker file. So naming convention should be like this. Touch. And then we are just I'm just copy pasting this one. Okay. So I have done this one. So if you see here, we have given uh, first we are using Maven. Maven as base image, and then in case if we are using multi-stage build, we have to pass in this, which is as build. Okay, this is just for building. Okay, so and then we have this path. So this path is actually we have created as demo. So we are in demo, right? So it should be demo, and inside demo we have Maven demo. Okay, so that is fine, and then we are copying. So what happens if we will be, instead of normally in Linux we will be doing CD, right? Instead of CD, here we are giving as work directory. So we are going inside home Kafka demo Maven demo, and then we are copying Maven demo, and inside Maven demo we have something called pom.xml. Okay, let's go to Maven demo, and we have pom.xml. Okay, so this pom.xml we are copying to the current working directory of Maven, and then we are copying Maven, and then source, all the source files which are there. So this source file we are copying, and we are placing it in the dot slash source. Okay, and then we are running Maven clean package. These are like Maven commands. Okay, so once this is done, the package will be built. So once the package is built, then we are using from open directory slim. Like we are using slim version. Okay, slim means actually it will be minimum version. The base image size will be very small, and then we have something called work directory. So we are giving work directory for that container, and then we are copying, but we have to mention from equal to build. This is the build from equal to build. Okay, and then we have to give in the path. Like for example, if we are building this one, where exactly this will be built, so that we have to give that location, and where it has to be copied, we have to give that one. So here location will be EWT. So instead of that one, in case if you have doubt, you just copy this one. Okay, just copy this one, and you can replace this one. You can give full path. Okay, now where it will copy from home, Kafka demo, Maven demo, target, and this will be the image name, and then you have to give app, and it will be copied to app springboot.jar. Okay, and then you are exposing it on port 8080, and you are giving cmd for running that application, java jar springboot python dot jar. Okay, so let's save this one, enter. So now if we see, we have docker file ready. Okay, now we have to execute this docker file. So to execute the docker file, we have to use docker build hyphen t. Okay, hyphen t is nothing but tag. So in we have these docker images, right? So when we do docker images, we have something like this. Okay, so these names, java, my site, whatever it is, so these names are given when we do docker build. Okay, so we have this one. Now we do docker build hyphen t new demo image. Okay, okay, I'm giving the tag as well as 1.0, and I'm giving dot. Okay, let me enter this one. So it is running, and if you see here, it is used the base image, and for every line I have created, it is creating a. So we have first line is like from. So for from it has created one step, and then next step is uh, work directory. If you see, it would have created a separate step for work directory, and third step for copying, fourth step for copying, and fifth step for running. So each step it will be created as a layer, okay, and it is executing. So each and every step will be layer. So in case if you are modifying something in line number 5, then it will not execute line number 1, 2, 3. It will directly start executing line number 5, and only from there it will start executing. So Maven commands are executed. So if you see here, build is successful. So once that is done, remove the intermediate container, and then means it has created a container to create this build. Okay. So we have got the package. Once this is done, again it is starting from step 6. From step 6, it is using from, and then again it is giving working directory, copying the file, and then exposing it on 8080, and then it has removed the intermediate container, and then it has used the command, and then if you see, it is successfully built, and then successfully tagged new demo image, and we have got the new demo image 1.0. So if we see Docker images, if you see Docker image 1.0. Okay, now let's try to build the image again. Okay, but now with the version 2.0, what will happen? So this will happen like now when we try to build this one, we didn't make any changes, right, in the code. Now it will build so fast. Okay, like within few time it will be done. See if you see here, it took like almost a minute or so in the previous one, but here it took only a second. Why? Because it has all the steps previously defined. So it is just taking the cache. If you see here, using cache, using cache, using cache, using cache. So it already has this information in the cache. So it will not wait. It will immediately build. When you check Docker images, you will be able to see new demo image version 2.0. Okay. Now let's modify the Docker file. Okay. So we have this one, and then let's have this one. Let's change this one. Okay. So I am making the change in the fourth step. So I'm making the change in the fourth step. So now what will happen? These first three steps, it will be same. Okay, it will not do anything. But all these steps after this copy, it will change, even including this copy. Okay. Now let's see. Okay. Now let's try to run this one with the tag 3.0. So if you see here, I have made the modifications in this file. Okay. Till here it was saying using cache, using cache. Okay. It is using cache, but from fourth step, nothing, because I have made modification. So I have got the new code, and from fifth step, it started running again. So if you see here, it will be built. So what happens, for example, in your office, you will be running these Docker builds multiple times. Okay. So what are the things you should know? For example, You have this package, okay? If you have this package, and then you have to do this one, and for example, always this code may change, right? Because source code, this source code may change, and then here we have taken just 5 lines of Docker file, but in organizations it will be like 15 lines, 20 lines, 25 lines, whatever it is. If it is like 20 lines, 25 lines, you need to give all the things, all the lines which doesn't change frequently, okay, which doesn't change frequently on the top, and the line which changes frequently at the bottom, okay. But the step should be like we shouldn't execute this run before and copy next, because we have to follow the flow, but those steps which are repeated and doesn't need to be affected, you can mention it in the top, and then those steps which change frequently, you can mention that in the bottom, so that you will be saving lots of time. So what happened here, from fourth step it has used cache, and remaining things it has started executing, okay. Similarly, in case if you have like big Docker files, then you have to do the same, um, so that you will get to know like what exactly the issue is. Okay, it is build failure because we added that path, right? Because of that, maybe that path is not there.
So when we are editing now the code, that nano code you are editing now, it will create new image or it will alter the old image.
I have given, when you do this one, it doesn't affect that thing. So actually, what it will do, uh, it we have given the tag, right? When we have executed, we have given the tag. So only that will be executed.
So
If
in the
it's
already created
no, no, no,
image, it will change.
no. What happens when we do this one? When you give the same image name, for example, if you're giving 2.0, it will modify the image 2.0, or else it will give error like the image already exists. For example, if I try to do this one, because we have to know the different versions, right? We will have different versions. For example, if I am giving just version 2.2, let's see. So it is directly building. So in case if you are modifying something, for example, we are making some modification in the code itself. Okay. So we have this one. So now let's add something. Let's see whether it works. Now we have just modified the code. Now let's execute this one. If you see here, why it is running again? Because we have modified the code. Okay. Now it is doing it for version 4.0. In case if we are using version 2.0, again it will replace the existing version. Like for example, we used 2.0, right? In that it will not have these new files. For example, we have made modifications, like we have added readme file. We have added the readme file, and then we have created the one.txt, right? So what will happen? These two files, it will not be there in the build 2.0. But when we do build again with the same image, so it will give error. So now it will build successfully. But what will happen? Now let's try to do it for 2.0. So it has overwritten. So now, for example, here, so we are building first image. Okay, this image is, we have written it as 2.0. So here we have normal source code, and then we have form.xml, and then we have added one.txt. So we didn't add one.txt. So when you do Docker build, so when you do Docker build and then hyphen tag, you are giving the tag is 2.0. So what this build will have? It will have only source and form.xml. And then you are trying to create a new image. Okay, this new image maybe having some new source code and new pom.xml, and then you have one.txt, and you also have readme. Okay, now you are doing the new build using docker build hyphen t 3.0. What will happen? So this will have this additional code 1.txt and readme.md file, but this file it will not have. So I am just giving an example here, but in case if you have some code changes here, and then if you are trying to execute this with the same build number, then actually in case, okay, one more thing, like why we need to add, for example, this tags. So, for example, if you have a server, one second, where we will use these Docker images. So, actually, let's assume you have an application, okay? Okay. So, let's assume this is an Amazon app, and developers they have developed the code. Okay, so they have developed the code so that it has the features like it will have cart, inventory, payment, So let's assume this as developer. Okay, so they have written some Java code. Okay, so this Java code has the code for cart, inventory, payment, and customer data. So the code is ready. Okay, now they are giving you the code. So what you do, you have this one. So for example, this is Java code. Now you are um, like building this code. So how you will build? So using Maven clean package. So once you do this one, you will get code like a package. What will be the package? Now let's consider it as amazon.jar. So jar is nothing but the jar file, like it is the package which we get when we run this one. So this is done. So using this one, you have to convert a build image, okay, Docker image. So to create the Docker image, what you will do, you will be giving from Maven, right? This is for a local build. When you have to just test, you use this one. But in any case, if you have to build the image, you give from for Docker image, you will give from and then Maven, and then you will give some version and then from build. Okay, and then what you do, and then you just give work dir, and then you will give at what location you have to work, and then you will do copy of form.xml to current location. Again you do copy, and then you do source, and then you will copy, and then you will run execute cmd. Okay, cmd, it is like Maven clean package. Okay, once this is done, run this one, run. Okay, so again you do from, and then again you give work directory, and then you do some copy in case if you want to copy something, or else if you want to execute that directly, you give this execute. Okay, so now once we do docker build -t, and then we can give the name as Amazon, and then we are giving the tag 1.0. Okay, and then dot. So what we will get? We will get the image. We will get the Docker image. What this Docker image will have? This Docker image will have this entire code. Okay, it will have the code for cart, inventory, payment, and customer data. Everything will be here. Okay, and then use this image and deploy. When you deploy, it will create containers. Okay, any number of containers it will create, and then what will happen? This will be made public. How it will be made public? It will be exposed. We have to use expose here. Okay, for example, if they are exposing on port 8080, it will be exposed on port 8080. So what happens when someone types amazon.com/8080, it will redirect to this container. Okay, so they will be able to make the, you can add products to the cart, and then they can check the different types of clothes or something using the inventory, and they can make the payments, and then they can enter the customer data, and then it will be delivered to the user. Okay, this is version 1. Okay, now the Amazon application is running fine. That is okay. Now you have a developer like customer requires some new requirement. Okay, instead of this customer data, they want to deliver food. They have to deliver food, and then they have to also deliver grocery. Okay, they have to deliver food and grocery. So they have added these two new files. Okay, now what they will do, now they will again put this in the image, but while building, previously it was version 1.0, right? Now we will get they will put it as 2.0. So what will happen? So as we have seen earlier, when we create a new images, like for example, we have tagged 2.0, 4.0. So both are different images. So similarly, if you see here, we are creating version 2.0. So in this 2.0, what it has? It has cart, inventory, payment, customer data, delivery food, and delivery groceries. So everything is included in this 2.0. Okay, and then here Amazon app, which version it is 1.0 is running. Okay, now you just change the version as 2.0. Then already we had four services. Now we will get another two services, one for food, another for grocery. Okay, so this it will be when customers access, it will be showing this additional two features as well. Okay, but every time it will not be same, right? For example, something happened. Okay, these two are creating problem for remaining services. So application is not working. Then what you can do? You will have two images, right? When we checked, we had different versions. Similarly, you will have version 1.0, 2.0. Now, which one you have deployed? You deployed 2.0, but it has some bug. So it has some bug and it is not working as expected. What you can do immediately, you can deploy this one. How you can deploy? You just change the version from 2.0 to 1.0. Okay, so if you see here, we can see these things in future, but just for your information. So if you see here, we have something called image. Okay, containers image. And after image, here they have used Nginx. After Nginx, they have used 1.14.2. Let's consider this as Amazon. Just I will copy this one. So if you see here, instead of Nginx, let's consider Amazon. Okay, Amazon version 1. So it was running initially. So this is running fine. But when you create a new image, you will be changing the version to 2. But this has some issue. And then what, in case if you see some issue, you immediately change this version. Okay, you just change this version to 1. Okay, so again what will happen? This new code will go, and again the old build add only these four data, right? Four components. So that will get deployed and it will be accessed by the user. So within a few seconds, you will be able to drive that one. Like customers will be again they will not face any issue. They will be seeing old data, but they will be able to access the sites and they will be able to do all the transactions. So when you have to roll back, you can have these tags. So we can maintain multiple versions. So in case of new version has some issue, we can roll back to the old version. And once the issues are fixed, again you can update this one if you want. Similarly, because of this only mainly we use these tags and we maintain different versions. So to maintain these different versions, we will be using some artifactories like JFrog and Nexus. We can see that in future. Or else you can save it in, for our demo, we have these different images, right? You can just use any image you want. Understood?
Yes, Ash.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are done with this one. So I have given the sample one. If you know this one, you will be able to solve or understand any Docker file. Just these comments you have to understand. So we have given here, right? So just understand this one, what exactly each one does, so that whichever Docker file you see, you will be able to understand what exactly they are doing. Okay. And in many companies, mostly developers will write this one, or else in case if they want you to write, you can also write. But they will give all these informations like what and all files it has to be copied. And then in case of Maven, you are giving this one. In case if they are using some other applications, they will tell to use that one. So you can modify this one. and then they will inform us like what and what port it has to be exposed, and then these things like even this image, like a build image, what will be the build image, they will be telling, because this is the name is the defined in pom.xml, or else if you can see pom.xml and you can just define. Okay, so this is the Docker image, guys, and it is very important. So in interviews, they will ask can you write the Docker file like that? So what you have to do, you have to no need of writing anything with related to what you are using in your office. You can just you can write a general Docker file. You can use these things from, and then we can do copy, and then we have something called add, and then run cmd point. So you can just define, and then you can define from nginx 1.0, and then for copying you can give dot dot. What will happen when you give dot dot? It will copy entire thing to here, and then in case if you have to add something, you can give that one, like GitHub repos or any URLs, you can give that one, and run. Run is nothing but to install any dependencies. For example, if you have Python application, Python install dependencies.txt. So those things you can give. CMD, just pass the comments, and entry point you also. CMD is for static comments. Entry point is that the comments which will vary. Okay, uh, that's it. You can explain these things. Like they will tell to explain what is this and how this works. You just explain what exactly happens with each comment, and then it will be done. And then for troubleshooting, we have seen, right, like we have to use inspect command, and then you can use this inspect. In case of volume, you use volume inspect. In case of different things like network inspect. Similarly, you can use for container as well. For container tag and then inspect, so that you will have the details, and then based on that you can troubleshoot. So when you run something, you will get an error message. You just read the error message, so that that error message itself, it will have the exact details, like why that is failing, so that you can troubleshoot. Okay, and then I've given these comments. Okay, never run this in your production or else in your organization, because this is just for knowing. Okay, so in case if you have to stop all the containers, like in case if you have 100 containers, and if you want to stop all these 100 containers at once, then you can use Docker stop, and then you can give Docker PS and then AQ. So this will stop all the containers. And then to remove all the containers, like if you have 100 containers, if you want to remove all 100 containers, use Docker RM and then Docker PS slash AQ. Okay. Similarly, in case if you have to remove all the images, when you do Docker images, you will get all these images, right? So in case if you have to remove all those things, you can just use this one. So I have this many images, right? So let me try to run this one. You are in use. Okay, in case if the image is used by some applications, it will not delete. In case remaining null, it will be deleted. So these things are still in use. Okay, because of that it didn't delete. uh, we had many, right? So we had this many, so most of them got deleted, those which are in not use. So in case if you want to remove everything, if you see here, Docker PS. So no images are running. So everything is stopped. How we can check whether it is stopped? Docker PS -a, these are there. So to delete everything, you can use this one. Okay. So when I do Docker PS-a, nothing is there. Now when I delete images, Docker RMI hyphen Docker images cycle, so everything will be deleted. Okay. It has some child images. Okay, because of that it is not deleting. Okay, Maybe it is using somewhere, because of that it is not working. But normally what will happen, it will delete everything. Um, so if you see here one more thing, this image is 242 MB. We have got it as less, like it is like somewhat less compared to others one. Why? Because we used a multi-stage build. Okay, when we use multi-stage build, image size will be reduced. Okay, so nowadays most of the organizations they use multi-stage build. That's it, guys. Docker.